All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of To-Dos and Brews. And for today, we are going to be working on my friend's power washer. And so we've got a pretty typical power washer with, this is a Generac, and it's got the pretty typical Honda motor on it. And so what the problem is that it will start but not continue to run. And so I'm thinking that it probably has some kind of carburation problem, some kind of fuel problem. So we're going to take a look into it. We'll get that carburetor off and we'll take a look and see how she's doing. That carburetor is just right in behind here. So with a 10 millimeter, we'll get this thing taken off. What ends up happening a lot of times is that the bowl in here ends up getting gunked up. So we're going to take these off, take this bowl off and clean it up. We want to make sure that this fly right here is working okay with the choke. Looks like it is. And then on this one on the other side too, that is the high rev jet, and it seems to be working okay. Everything looks pretty clean. So we're just going to clean it up and we're going to see if it can't get it back to running again. Okay, I couldn't get this off, so I had to hit it with a hammer a little bit. I had to use my little rubber mallet, and we're going to look at this. Look how gunked up that is. And that's our bowl and everything. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to take me just a minute, but we're going to take this pin out right here. We're going to take the float out. We're going to make sure that it's working okay. We're going to take out the needle and seat, and then we're going to clean this up and I'll put it back together. Okay, just so I can show you, this thing right here, right there, that's the needle. That's the needle. That thing should be kind of free flowing, and that's what that holds. Guys, I couldn't even get it out of it. Like, I'm having to use pliers to pull that up and out in order to get that off. And look at how gunked up it is. That little needle right there is what lets the gas go through into that hole. So we've got to clean all this up. It's pretty gunked. Now, if you're doing this, you want to be really careful because this thing, so that hooked onto the top of the float, and there's this spring there. You need that spring there, so make sure you don't lose it. After all, this is To-Dos and Brews, and while we're waiting for the gunk to get all cleaned out by that carb cleaner in the bowl and in the different components, it's time to review a brew. And so, since the buddy that I'm doing this for doesn't drink, I thought, you know, for him, you know who you are. I'm doing something special. We're going to review a brew, but it's going to be a non-alcoholic brew. And most of you would go, oh, Dave, I hate those 0%. You don't know what I'm talking about. I happen to be able to go to Buffalo Trace Distillery this summer, and that is in Frankfort, Kentucky. And they happen to have something there that I thought was pretty awesome. So I picked up a 6 of it, and it is actually Freddy's root beer. And I found out that there's an interesting story behind Freddy, that Freddy is actually 3rd generation tour guide at Buffalo Trace Distillery. His dad and his grandpa were both tour guides as well, and Freddy was very special, or is very special. I guess he's still doing tours for them, and because of that, and just his it's not his flamboyance, it's just like his way of storytelling and how he treats people that are going on his tours. They decided to do something in honor of Freddy, and I guess this is his likeness right here. But and he also had some famous sayings, and so with each 6-pack they have a different one. I looked at mine, all 6 of them are the same, but each 6-pack have a different saying, and I guess it's things that he would say. And isn't that neat? I guess is something that he would say. So for you, buddy, we are going to do a non-alcoholic try of something, but I am going to put it in my Buffalo Trace rocks glass here. So we're going to try that out, and I'm going to tell you already that has a great root beer color to it. We're going to check this out. And I really don't want to stop. That is really, really good. So you got to check that out. I don't know if you can get it anywhere except for Buffalo Trace, but see if you can. If not, Frankfort, Kentucky. There you go. You can go. Now, for those of you who might like a little bit of the nip, that you like a little alcohol in the stuff that you do, they did have something that, a concoction that is perfect, and that is Freddy's Root Beer with Buffalo Trace bourbon cream. And evidently, I'm not going to do it right now, but evidently if you put the two together, it makes quite a nice little bourbon cream float. But anyway, here's to you, and hope that you guys are having a good day wherever you are. It's time to get back to the project, but for me, it's time to finish some root beer. So, see you back in the garage. Okay guys, when you're working with carb cleaner, just want you to know it eats stuff up. I mean, just look at my gloves. It eats right through it, but it does clean stuff up. I mean, this was really nice and brown. I've cleaned that up. Toothbrush is your best friend. Don't throw those away. And then here, I've cleaned everything up in here. I've checked the O-ring to make sure that it's good. Then I've cleaned that needle really well. Made sure that the tip was good. Cleaned off all the sides of all the gunk. And then that way, as that thing gets put in there, you can see that where it was stuck and I couldn't even, I mean, it's just in and out, and that's exactly how it should be. So now I'm going to put this thing back together and we're going to see if this thing runs. And off camera, I know that you couldn't see this, but I went ahead and cleaned everything else, all of these internal flies and everything, because there was so much gunk in there. I decided to get that done. So let's put this thing back together. Okay, I'm going to do this off camera, but one other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to check the spark plug real quick, because it might be a little fouled as well, but I'm going to go ahead and clean that up, and then I'm going to get it hooked up to some water and we can check and see if it's running. And since we're giving this baby a once over, I wanted to check and make sure the oil level was okay. So that's where I checked that. There's plenty of oil on the dipstick, so we're good to go. Okay, we got water hooked up to it. We are going to turn this baby on. Make sure we're choked. All that. And let's give this a shot. That'll do it for me for another episode of To Do's and Brews. Hope you had fun.